How KFC's Colonel Sanders failed 1,009 times and became successful in his 60s. Have you ever wondered what it takes to turn failure into success? Well, today we've got a jaw-dropping story that'll leave you amazed. Picture this. A man fails a whopping 1,009 times before finally hitting the jackpot in his 60s. Yes, we're diving into the incredible journey of Colonel Sanders, the genius behind KFC's mouth-watering chicken. Get ready to be inspired and learn how perseverance and a secret recipe changed his life. Lots of famous people didn't give up on their dreams, even when things got tough for them at work. One of these people is Colonel Harlan Sanders. He was a tough guy in the business world who made Kentucky Fried Chicken famous for its delicious food. Colonel Sanders, the guy who started KFC, faced failures, but he didn't let them stop him. He used his strong determination to turn problems into chances for success. His life was tough, but he stayed firm and made his business grow around the world with careful planning. So his story is a big inspiration for anyone who wants to start their own business. Colonel Sanders faced rejection a whopping 1,009 times before he finally sold his famous Kentucky Fried Chicken recipe. Before that, he tried many jobs like being a lawyer and a salesman, but nothing worked out. His journey is super inspiring, especially for those who feel like it's too late for them. Having a brilliant idea and being brave are the perfect ingredients for business success. Today, KFC is known everywhere, and Colonel Sanders played a big part in making franchising popular. KFC isn't just about delicious food. There's a lot to learn from its story. Behind every crispy bite of chicken lies Colonel Sanders' hard work and determination. The tale of KFC's rise is motivating for anyone dreaming of starting their own business. Whether you're young or old, there are valuable lessons here to help you succeed in business. KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, was started in 1952 by Colonel Harlan Sanders in Utah. He had a tough life growing up, needing to take care of his siblings when his dad died and his mom was often away working. In the 1930s, during the hard times of the Depression, Colonel Sanders ran a business for Shell Oil Company. To make more money, he started selling food like chicken, steak, and ham to his customers. He used to cook his special recipes in a small restaurant he made from an old storehouse. His very first restaurant was just a kitchen table in front of a gas station. Later on, he opened Sanders Cafe, his first real restaurant, across from the gas station. It was here that he created his special recipe with 11 herbs and spices, calling it the original recipe. He also made a special pressure cooker to fry the chicken faster and better. In 1952, Colonel Sanders started letting other people use his special recipe called Kentucky Fried Chicken for the first time. He always wanted to make more chicken and have more people buy it. He went to many restaurants and showed the owners his chicken recipe to try to grow his business. During this time, 1,009 restaurants said no to him. He often slept in the back of his car when he visited restaurants to offer them the recipe if they liked his chicken. He ran the company, and his wife Claudia mixed and sent the spices to restaurants. But he never gave up because he believed in his special recipe and how good it tasted. By 1963, about 600 restaurants agreed to sell the recipe and Kentucky chicken, making it a famous brand. Lots of people in town wanted KFC to expand. KFC was one of the first fast food places to open in other countries like Canada, the UK, Mexico, and Jamaica by the mid-1960s. During this time, Colonel Sanders met Dave Thomas. Dave worked as a cook for the Claus family, who ran the Hobby House restaurants. It was Dave who came up with the idea for the famous red and white chicken bucket you see at KFC. Dave Thomas also made it easier for food to get to customers with something called the snake line, which they still use today. Even though Colonel Sanders didn't think it was a good idea, Dave Thomas took over 8 struggling restaurants. He turned them into successes and then sold them. With the money he made, he started his chain of hamburger restaurants, Wendy's. While other fast food places were all about hamburgers, KFC kept its focus on fried chicken. The old Colonel Sanders felt like he couldn't handle the big company anymore, so he sold it in 1964 for $2 million. Even after selling, Colonel Sanders still visited Kentucky Fried Chicken places and did commercials and appearances on TV to help promote the brand. While he was still promoting Kentucky Fried Chicken, the Colonel opened up a restaurant called Claudia Sanders Dinner House in Shelbyville, Kentucky in 1968. This was the only restaurant not part of Kentucky Fried Chicken that made the real recipe from Sanders. It was sold in the 1970s. Colonel Sanders passed away when he was 90 years old on December 16, 1980. Kentucky Fried Chicken is still a big deal, ranked number 24 on Entrepreneur's Franchise 500 list, and has over 4,000 locations worldwide as of 2020. Today, KFC is the second largest food chain in the world, with restaurants in 136 countries. Colonel Sanders got a patent to protect how he cooked chicken with pressure in 1962. Then in 1963, he trademarked the saying, "It's finger-licking good." KFC knew early on that saving time means saving money. They serve their food quickly, which saves customers time. This makes people want to come back to KFC again and again. Many people keep choosing KFC because they like it, and this helps KFC do well. From the very beginning, KFC has used the latest technology to stay ahead. They use a pressure cooker that cooks food at a very high temperature, which kills germs and makes the food last longer. It also keeps the food tasty and full of nutrients. Colonel Sanders didn't just have a unique way of cooking, but also a special recipe. KFC has a secret recipe of 11 herbs and spices that makes its food famous worldwide. He never told anyone the exact recipe, but he did say the ingredients are things everyone has in their kitchen. KFC has always been trying new things. Recently, they said they are testing out plant-based chicken to add to their menu. They're working with a company called Beyond Meat, which makes plant-based proteins. Customers will get to try these new options for free and give feedback. KFC Canada has been trying out something new with digital money called cryptocurrency. Since 2018, they let people use Bitcoin to buy a meal called the Bitcoin Bucket on KFC's website. This meal has 10 chicken tenders, waffle fries, a medium side, a medium gravy, and 2 dips. In China, KFC restaurants are also testing a system that recognizes people's faces. This system is used to make smart restaurants. The goal is to remember what a customer liked before and suggest those choices when they come back. This technology comes from teamwork between KFC and a company called Baidu. The special recipe made by Colonel Sanders is what makes KFC stand out. It's the most important reason for KFC's success. No other fast food place has chicken that tastes like KFC's. KFC is popular all over the world because of its tasty chicken. When Colonel Sanders realized people would love his fried chicken recipe, he jumped on the opportunity right away. KFC has grown and succeeded because of its franchise system. Colonel Sanders' fried chicken was a hit in Kentucky, but he wanted more. He started KFC franchises, and soon there were many KFC restaurants across the U.S. In a franchise system, everything is written down, and there are strict rules to follow. These rules are based on the wisdom and knowledge the franchise system has gained over many years. Successful entrepreneurs stand out by being unique and finding new ways to solve problems efficiently. Colonel Sanders started by cooking his chicken in an iron skillet, but he realized it wasn't fast enough for a restaurant. So he started using a pressure fryer to serve customers faster. To stay ahead of competitors, you need to try new things. In today's world, with so many competitors in every business, old solutions are becoming outdated and problems are getting more complicated. KFC is one of the top fast food places just behind McDonald's, Starbucks, and Subway. In 2020, it was the second biggest restaurant chain in terms of sales after McDonald's. It has almost 20,000 locations worldwide. Back in 1997, PepsiCo split off its fast food restaurants like KFC into a separate company called Tricon Global Restaurants, Inc. Colonel Sanders, the man behind KFC, found success later in life. It wasn't until he was old that he discovered his love for cooking. Age doesn't matter when you're aiming for success. Colonel Sanders started KFC when he was 65, proving it's never too late to start something new. Everyone faces failure on the bus. If you never fail, it's likely because you never tried. The key is how you deal with failure. If you handle it right, it won't stop you. Success takes time and hard work. Colonel Sanders had a tough life and did many jobs before starting KFC, but he kept going, not letting fate decide for him. Focus on what you have, not what you lack. When things are tough, it's easy to think about what's missing. Instead, look at what you do have and make the most of it. And that's a wrap on Colonel Sanders' extraordinary journey. Who would have thought that after 1,009 rejections, he'd turn things around and create a worldwide phenomenon? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more inspiring stories, and share with your friends. Until next time, keep believing, keep trying, and keep on clutching.